upside down. But the words I hear keep coming through from deep inside of me and you. It's telling us that love is who I am. You and me were not that far apart. Yeah, we're beating the same heart. We've been together from the start. Tell me, can you hear it? Tell me, can you feel it? Put your arms around it and know that we are one. Yeah, yeah, we are one. Now let's come together and understand that welcome to the course of love. Welcome to the course of love. As I've said, welcome to a course of love. When you choose him, you know you choose me too. And everyone becomes a part of you. And then you'll know that love is who I am. Welcome to a course of love. You and me, we're not that far apart. Yeah, we're beating the same heart. We've been together from the start. Oh yeah, tell me, can you hear it? A course of love. Tell me, can you feel it? Put your arms around it. Know that we are one. Yeah, yeah, we are one. Oh, we are one. We are one. Welcome to A Course of Love. I'm Earl Purdy. I want to welcome you to this heart class. This is not an analytical class. This is not an analytical gathering. So if you want to analyze, you're probably not going to enjoy this class too much. But if you want to open your heart and hear some loving truth and expand your consciousness and let go of all the illusions of the day, then this is our very sacred gathering, because you and me, we're not that far apart. Yeah, we're beating the same heart. We've been together from the start. Thank you for all those beautiful hearts. I love you. Tell me, can you hear it? Can you feel it? Tell me, can you feel it? Put your arms around it and know that we are one. We are one. Oh, we are one. Yeah, yeah, we are one. Welcome to A Course of Love. Oh, we are one. Welcome to A Course of Love. I am you. I am you. Guess what? And you are me. Yeah, I'm telling you. Welcome, 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 welcome. You know your sin has never been. Welcome to A Course of Love. Welcome to A Course of Love. Welcome to A Course of Love. Let me get there. Yeah. Welcome to A Course of Love. I'm Earl. And I want to welcome Yvette. I want to welcome Mary. I want to welcome Pat. I want to welcome Susie. I want to welcome Cindy. I want to welcome Daniel. I want to welcome Blue Sky. I want to welcome Cindy. I want to welcome Dharma. Pat. I want to welcome you. Carrie. Susie. Myrna. Amima. Maybe I'm saying it wrong. Doug. I want to welcome you. John. I want to welcome you to A Course of Love. Thanks for showing up tonight. And everyone, even those who I haven't seen make a comment, I want to thank you so much. I'm feeling a desire to go deep into the heart tonight. And I can feel you, and I can feel your love. And we are a sacred, divine family. And we meet every Thursday with the Course of Love. And tonight's class is going to be on chapter 20 in the Course of Love. And the name of chapter 20 in book 1, A Course of Love, is The Embrace. The Embrace. It's on page 137 in the book. Chapter 20, The Embrace. And I'm going to do it a little bit different this evening with you and I, just you and I. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start out with a meditation that's a kind of a heartfelt sharing of what this chapter is saying. So I would invite you to get in a comfortable position and just let yourself hear what I'm going to share with you, and then we'll get into it deeper and we'll get a chance to share with each other. But I want to start out tonight with us joining hearts and minds, because the one thing that the Course of Love has been saying over and over again, that joining hearts and minds, that is what being wholehearted means. Being wholehearted means joining hearts and joining minds. So I want you right now to just let yourself hear. Just let yourself hear me. And focus in on my voice. And I'm going to ask the Holy Spirit, I'm going to ask the Christ within us to just use my chocolate body for what my chocolate body was meant to be used for, which is to communicate love. That's the only reason why I'm on this planet. The only reason why I'm on this planet is to channel love to you. So just let yourself hear my words now. From A Course of Love, chapter 20, called The Embrace. Take a breath. Your longing now has reached a fever pitch, a burning in your heart, quite different from that which you have ever felt before. Your heart may even feel as if your heart is stretching outward, straining heavenward. Your heart is straining heavenward, near to bursting with your heart's desire for union, a desire you do not understand, but can surely feel. You feel a desire that you can't understand, but you can surely feel. Go deep within this meditation now. This is a call to move now into my embrace. Let yourself be comforted. Let the tears fall and the weight of your shoulders rest upon my shoulders. Let me cradle your head against my breast as I stroke your hair and assure you that it will be all right. 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 Realize that this is the whole world, the universe, the all of all in whose embrace you literally exist. Feel the gentleness. Feel the love. Drink in the safety. Drink in the rest. Close your eyes. Close your eyes and begin to see with an imagination that is beyond thought and words. Close your eyes. Begin to see with the imagination that is beyond thought, beyond words. You are no longer the object viewing the subjects of the kingdom. You are the heart of the kingdom. You are the heart of the kingdom. You are the kingdom's beauty revealed. You are the kingdom's beauty revealed. You are the kingdom's beauty revealed. Do you know that you are the beloved child, suckled at the breast of the Queen, Mother Earth, one child of one mother, nameless and beyond naming. No so-called I, separate self, resides here. You have been given up the vision of your eyes. You have given up the vision of your eyes and the eye of your ego. You have given up the vision of the eye of your ego. Listen, 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 listen. You are loosed of bounds. No longer a thing of beauty. You are loosed of bounds. No longer a thing of beauty. But you are beauty itself. You are beauty itself. You are beauty itself. You are beauty itself. Now breathe. Relax. Take this all in. Rest your mind. Rest your analytical, figuring it out mind. And just let yourself hear these words from a course of love. And then we'll get into the rest of it after we do this deep joining and receiving. Thingness is over. Your identity no longer stands in form, but your identity flows from life itself. Your identity flows from life itself. Your beauty is the gathering of the atoms. Your beauty is the order in chaos. Your beauty is the silence in solitude. Your beauty is the grace of the cosmos. Your beauty is the grace of the cosmos. Your beauty is the grace of the cosmos. Our heart is the light of all the world. Our heart is the light of all the world. We are one mind. We are one heart. We are one mind. We are one heart. We are one mind. We are one heart. Breathe. Let it in. Let it in. Let it in right now. Let it in. We're charging in. We're charging in. We're going to let the truth in right now. We're charging in. We're charging in. We're going to let the truth in right now. Chapter 20, paragraph 6. Continue to let yourself hear a little bit longer. Just a little bit longer. We are one mind, one creative force, gathering the atoms, establishing the order, blessing the silence, gracing the cosmos, manifesting the light of the heart. Here we live as one body, experiencing communion. the soul's delight, rather than otherness. It is a seamless world, a tapestry where every and each thread is vibrant and strong. You are vibrant and strong. A canticle where each tone is pure and indivisible. Take a breath. We have returned to the embrace, and now your arms cradle me as well for an embrace. Although it may begin with one reaching out to another, it concludes with mutuality, a shared touch, a melding of one into another. The embrace makes one of two. And now we begin to see with the eyes of our heart. We are no longer looking out, but looking in. All landscapes and horizons form within the embrace. All beauty resides in the embrace. All light is fused and infused within the embrace. Within the embrace, our sight clears, and what we see is known rather than understood. What we see is known rather than understood. Here, rest comes to weariness and gently lays weariness aside. Time has ended, and there is nothing you must do. There is nothing you must do. There is nothing you must do. Your being replaces identity, and you say, I am, 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 I am. There is nothing outside of me. There is nothing outside of you. There is nothing outside of us. There is nothing outside of you. There is nothing outside of the embrace. There is nothing outside of the embrace. And breathe. We are meditating. We are focusing on the truth. We are letting it in. Tonight, at first, we're just going to take a little time to let it in and just to hear it. Hear it. Relax right now and hear it. From here, your life becomes imaginal. That means your life is a dream that requires you not to leave your home. You don't have to leave your place of safety and your place of rest. You are cradled gently while your spirit soars. Dreaming happy dreams at last. Dreaming happy dreams at last. You're dreaming happy dreams at last. You're dreaming happy dreams at last. With love surrounding you. With love surrounding you. In arms that hold you close. Feel love surrounding you. In arms that hold you close. You feel the heartbeat of the world. You feel the heartbeat of the world just beneath your resting head. The heartbeat of the world thunders in your ears, and the heartbeat of the world moves through you until there is no distinction. There's no distinction. We are the heartbeat of the world. 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 You are the heartbeat of the world. You are the heartbeat of the world. You are the heartbeat of the world. This is creation. This is God. This is our home. We exist in the embrace of love like the layers of light that form a rainbow. Indivisible, curved inward, upon each other, upon each other. Love grows from within. Love grows from within. As a child grows within its mother's womb. Inward, inward, into the embrace, the kernel and the wholeness of all life. The whole exists untroubled by what it will be. It is. It is. It is. The time of parables, has ended. A new time of no time awaits. Nothing is like unto anything else. Likeness, like thingness, likeness has been overcome with oneness. Oneness prevails. Oneness prevails. Oneness prevails. Oneness prevails. The reign of Christ is at hand. The reign of love is at hand. I am alive. And you do believe this, or you would not be here. Let it in. Stay open. Just relax. Let yourself hear the words from a course of love. Yet you think not of me, Jesus, as living, and you imagine that I, Jesus, are not living. Christ reigns in the kingdom in which I live, just as Christ reigned within me on earth. In the cave of this earth where my dead body was laid, the Christ in me returned me to the embrace. The singular heartbeat of the man Jesus no longer sound. My heartbeat was the heartbeat of the world. So just do this right now. In your mind, imagine a body. A body in a cave. A cave in the earth. The earth in the planet. The planet in the universe. Each cradles the other. None are passive, none are dead. All share the heartbeat of the world and are at rest within each other, within each other's embrace and the embrace of God's love, God's creation, God's heartbeat. God's heartbeat is the source of the world. God's heartbeat is the source of the world. God's heartbeat is the soul of the world. God's heartbeat is the sound of the world. In harmony, existence with no beginning and no end. One embrace. One embrace. All is all. None lesser and none greater, for all is all. One is one. Take a breath, receive it. Take a breath, receive it. Breathe, breathe, relax, and listen. Breathe, breathe, relax, and listen. Just breathe, breathe, relax, and listen. There is no longer cause for alienation. There is no cause for the feeling of abandonment that so many of you have felt. You are now within the embrace where all such hurts are healed. Come back, come back, come back, come back. That felt so good just to take a minute to hear what the Course in Miracles is saying and the Course of Love is saying. So we're in chapter 20, paragraph 17. And don't forget to communicate with each other and also communicate with me. You know, I'm focused in. I'll respond when I can. But a lot of times I don't feel like I'm even here and I'm just letting it come through me. I sure do appreciate the love that you all are sending out tonight. Everybody's in such a great, loving mood. It feels so good to me. Because you know we're becoming a sacred spiritual family. You know that we're all over the world and that we're coming here on Thursday nights and we're joining with each other. And that love that we're giving to each other, that love is going to extend into every part of our lives. And it's going to produce miracles in situations that we don't even realize. What we're doing right now is bringing blessings to people who don't even know it. So we are giving each other such a beautiful healing by coming together like we are right now. So chapter 20, paragraph 17 says, the world does not exist apart from you. There is no world separate from you. And so you must realize your compassionate connection. That means the world is not a collection of cement buildings. The world is not a collection of paved streets. The world is not a collection of cold, heartless people who would as soon do you harm as good. Do you know what the world is? The world is just a place of your interaction with all that lives inside of you. So when you're out in the world, Earl, you just interacted with everything that exists inside of you. All day long, you're just interacting with what exists inside of you. Do you know that all day long, you're just interacting with what exists inside of you? Sharing the one heartbeat. Do you know that the heart of the world doesn't exist apart from God? So that means the heartbeat of the world is alive. The heartbeat of the world is part of you. This heart connection is what we seek to return to. The heart connection. That's what we seek to return to, the heart connection. This realization that the world is not a thing. The world is not a thing, as you are not a thing. Don't you realize that your identity is shared and one in Christ? That means we have a shared identity. You and I share the same identity. You and I share a quality of oneness. Don't you feel it? Don't you feel that quality of oneness that we share? When you identify with Christ, that's just saying I identify with one identity. And when you realize the oneness of your identity, you will be one with Christ. So the word Christ is synonymous with oneness. So saying Christ is the same as saying oneness. So who could be left out of the embrace? And who from within the embrace could be separate and alone? Let me ask you a question. Have you never felt as if you could wrap your arms around the world? Haven't you ever felt like you would like to bring the whole world comfort if you could? You can do this. You can embrace the whole world. You can bring comfort to the whole world. You can't do it with your physical arms. You can't bring comfort to the whole world through your physical arms. But you can bring comfort to the whole world with the arms of love. Have you never cried for the state of the world as you would for one small child in need of love? Don't you feel the world's need for love right now? Don't you feel the world's need for love right now? Has the world not lost its thingness to you? And has the world as well not lost its personalness? Are your tears not shed for what lives and breathes and exists along with you? I shed tears for me, but guess what? You are part of me, so I also shed tears for you. Are you just a thing? Are you just a mass of flesh and bone? Or are you like the world that you're crying for? Aren't you devoid of thingness? Aren't you devoid of a personal self? And when you have leapt for joy at the world's beauty, has it not leapt with you, returning grace for grace? Is it possible to have a concept of wholeness of all for it not to exist? And how could it exist separate from you? Oneness with Christ, oneness with oneness, oneness with Christ, oneness with oneness. Dear brother and sister, is nothing more than this concept of oneness with oneness realized, and is also nothing less than your oneness with oneness. You have oneness with oneness. You have oneness with oneness. You are the Christ, which means you have oneness with oneness. Myrna says, bring healing here. Dharma says, yes. Myrna says, I embrace and bring comfort to Orlando, Florida, to the rest of the world. Dharma says so many times. Yvette says, yes. Dharma says, with all my heart. Philip says, being replaces identity. Jerry is giving us greeting. You are never alone. Don't be reluctant to share. Don't be reluctant to connect with your brothers and sisters that are here. We are mighty companions. It's not so much about the words and what I'm reading out of the book or sharing with you. It's about the fact that we're here together, that we have joined. Just like Erica says, we're never alone. I too weep at the call for love within the world. I weep because I know how beloved we are, yet how guilty we feel. That's right. I know how loved we are, but how guilty we feel. That's right, Erica. Absolutely. So it says in chapter 20, paragraph 21, this lesson is only as complicated as the most complex among you needs it to be. Do you hear what that's saying? We make this as complex as we need it to be. This could be either very simple and direct, or you could be a person who needs great complexity And so you're trying to make this as complicated as you need it to be. And it will be as complicated as you need it to be. But for some, it can be simple. As simple as realizing the oneness of the embrace. Within the embrace, you can let all thought go. It's time to let all thought go. Within the embrace of love, you can quit thinking even of holy things. When you're in the embrace of love, you don't even have to think of holy things. Holy men, holy women, and even divine beings. Even the one God, when you're in the embrace, you don't have to think about any of these things. Because the embrace itself is holy, is it not? Is not the sunrise holy? Isn't the sunset holy? Is not the least of the birds of the air as holy and as mighty as the eagle? The blade of grass, the fleck of sand, the wind and air, the ocean and her surf, all live by the universal heartbeat and exist within the embrace. We all live by the universal heartbeat, and we are all existing within the embrace of love. We are all existing within the embrace of love. We are all existing in love's embrace. We are all existing in love's embrace. Everything that you imagine, don't you think is holy if you imagine it with love? And isn't it probably true that even what you can't even imagine is even more holy? Sanctity is all that exists within the embrace. How could you be less than sacred? You are sacred. You are sacred and you exist in holiness. You are sacred and you exist in holiness. No matter what you think you've done today, no matter what's happening in your life, no matter what happened in your childhood, no matter what's happening in your relationships, no matter what's happening in your experience, you exist in holiness, and holiness is innocence. You exist in innocence. The first step in remembering this holiness is forgetting. So the first step to remembering how innocent and loved you are, the first step is to forget. The first step is to forget. To forget what? Let yourself forget that you do not feel holy. Just forget that you don't feel totally holy. Just forget that you may not feel totally innocent. Just forget for a minute that the world doesn't appear to be sacred. Just forget that for a minute, that the world doesn't seem to be sacred. Don't you know that 1,000 things can pull you from remembering who you really are? Do you know that forgetting things can free you to remember things? If you were just to forget some things, that would free you to remember some important things. Forget yourself. Forget yourself. Forget your little self. Forget your little self. Forget your little separated self. Forget yourself, and your true spiritual memory will return to you. Stop thinking about yourself so much. Stop thinking about yourself so much. Forget your little self. If you will do that, the memory of who you really are as a divine being of God will return to you. If you forget yourself and stop thinking about yourself so much. Don't you realize that beyond your personal self and the identity that you have given your personal self is your being? Your being is beyond the concepts and ideas that you have about yourself. Your true being is beyond the concepts and ideas that you have about yourself. You're right, Yvette. So divine. So divine. Get out of your way, Dharma says, and honor your divine gift. Susan says, I love you, almighties. So do you know that thankfulness, what we're talking about right now, this is the face of Christ, which you just heard that Christ is another term for what? Christ is another term for oneness. And so this is the face of Christ where all being resides. Another way you could say that is, this is the face of oneness where all being resides. And oneness is your true identity. Who are you? You are oneness. Who am I? I am oneness. The Christ is oneness. Do you also realize that thankfulness is the nature of your being? Being thankful is the nature of your being. It couldn't be otherwise. when awe and magnificence encompass you in the embrace. Oh, magnificence, magnificence encompasses you. Magnificence encompasses you. Magnificence encompasses you. Your heart sings in gratitude for all that you are. My heart sings in gratitude for all that I am. My heart sings in gratitude for all that I am. My heart sings in gratitude for all that I am. My heart sings in gratitude for all that you are. Your heart sings in gratitude. Your heart sings. Your heart sings in gratitude for everything you are. You are the beauty of the world. 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 And peace lives inside you. Your peace lives inside you. Your peace lives inside you. Do you know that peace is the foundation of your being? The very foundation of your being. The very foundation of your being is peace. The very foundation of your being is peace. The very foundation of your being is peace. Do you know that? The very foundation of your being is peace. Let me put the power on. I have been charging this all day, but guess what? Because we are focusing in on the truth, for some reason the battery saying that the battery is low. But now we've handled that. So I want you to listen. Listen carefully. We are chapter 20, paragraph 26. Chapter 20, paragraph 26. It says, peace is the foundation of your being, not a peace that implies an absence. We're not talking about a peace that implies an absence. We're talking about a peace that implies a fullness. Wholeness is peaceful. Only separation creates conflict. That's right, Erica. Earl needs to listen to this. You're right. Earl needs to listen to this. Earl is teaching this because Earl knows that Earl needs to learn this. Earl needs to listen to this. You say, I'm beaming with so much love. I really hope he receives this. I love you so much, Earl. Thank you, Erica. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for telling me that you love me and appreciate me. We are one. We are one. We are one. You're right, Dharma. I'm listening. And I want you to listen with me. And it says, love is the source of your being. You flow with love. Love is an outpouring. Love is an outpouring without end. So you are eternal. Your butt lives forever. Your butt lives forever. You live forever. You live forever. You are eternal. You are pure and innocent. You are pure and innocent. You are pure. You are innocent. You are pure. You are innocent. And you're pure and you're innocent. You know why you are pure and innocent? You are pure and innocent because you flow from love. You flow from love. What flows from love never changes. What flows from love is boundless. That means you are without limit. You are unlimited. Raj, you are unlimited. Mighty companion, here with me right now, you are unlimited. Do you know that you are unlimited? You are unlimited. You are unlimited. Yes, Yvette, wells of living water. Yeah, Cheryl, big love to us and all your love peeps. Now, don't forget to interact with each other and interact with me, because that's the beauty of being live. Is because everybody that you see coming online, they are joining with you right now in real time. Now I'm going to wrap the truth to you for a minute. Listen to the truth coming through me this minute. Let yourself hear it. Let yourself hear it. Let yourself hear it. Let yourself hear it. Power is the expression of who you are. That's your power. You are changeless and boundless. You are all powerful. You are all powerful. You are all powerful. So what leads to powerlessness? Only lack of expression leads to powerlessness. Only lack of expression leads to powerlessness. Do you know that no true expression of yourself is possible until you know who you are? No true expression of yourself is possible until you know who you are. To know who you are and not to express who you are with your full power is the result of fear. So I'm going to tell you where your fear comes from. I'm going to tell you where fear comes from. Listen, I'm going to tell you where fear comes from according to A Course of Love. To know who you are and not express it, to know who you are and not to express it with your full power is going to result in fear. So the reason why I feel fear right now, in whatever area of my life that I feel fear in right now, is because I know who I am and I'm not expressing it. That's why I feel afraid. I know who I am and I'm not expressing it. That's why I feel afraid. I know who I am and I'm not expressing it with my full power. And not expressing who I really am with my full power will result in me being afraid. Wow. To know the safety and love of the embrace is to know no reason for fear. And when you don't see any reason for fear, why don't you see any reason for fear? Because you know that you are loved. You know who you are. And you know you're the Christ. And you know you're the oneness. And then you are expressing it with your full power. And if you're doing that, you never feel afraid. So to know safety and love of the embrace of love, then you won't have any reason to feel afraid. And when you don't feel afraid, you come into your true power. When you do not feel afraid, you come into your true power. When you do not feel afraid. Now, what do you do to keep from feeling afraid? You know who you are and you express it. You know who you are and you express it with your full power. If you know that you are truth, and you know that you are love, and you know that you are free, and you know that you are the Christ, and you express it with full power, you will never feel afraid. And then you will know that true power is the power of miracles. The power of miracles is true power. Do you know that miracles are expressions of love? You may think miracles are acts of cooperation. Do you know holiness cannot be contained? Your innocence cannot be contained. It's not within your power to limit your holiness. Do you know that you can't limit your holiness? Na 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 na. You can't limit your holiness. Na 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 na. You can't limit your innocence. Na 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 na. You cannot limit your innocence. I'm sorry. Holiness cannot be contained, and it's not within your power to limit it. To feel the holiness of the embrace is to release its power. If you feel the holiness of the embrace, it will release its power. While expression and action are not the same. I say expression, while expression and action are not the same, while your expression and your action are not the same, do you know that you need to understand the relationship between expression and action? There's the relationship between expression and action. Expression is action. Expression is action. Action is expression. I love the hearts Keep on talking to each other and keep on talking to me. I'm sharing, and I'm also seeing what you're writing. I'm not ignoring you. I'm with you. I feel you. Susie says, put my glasses on. Susie says, we are one. The 8 billion will change, cause when we change, all change. We don't do this alone. We walk everyone home. We walk everyone home. Thank you. Thank you, Dharma. Thank you, Yvette. Thank you for Susie. Thank you, everyone that's communicating with me silently, as well as those that are communicating with me in writing. You'll be amazed at how many people are watching us, that are with us right now. So here I go. I'm in chapter 20, paragraph 30. Expressions of love are as innumerable as the stars in the universe. Expressions of love are as bountiful as beauty. Expressions of love are as many-faceted as the gems of the earth. I say again that sameness is not a sentence to mediocrity. Being the same doesn't mean that we have to all act uniformly alike in our behavior. I'm going to tell you what you are. I'm going to tell you what you are. You are a unique expression. You are a unique expression of the self-same love that exists in all creation. That's what you are. Your expression of love is as unique as yourself. I'll say it again. Your expression of love is as unique as yourself. Love is going to come through you in a way that it doesn't come through anybody else. Love is going to come through you in a way that it doesn't come through in anybody else. That's why you have no competition. The way you know you have no competition, the way you know you have no competition is because love will come through you in its own unique way. You have no competition. Love is going to come through you in its own unique way. It is in the cooperation between unique expressions of love. We are all unique expressions of love. And we need to cooperate with each other as unique expressions of love. Because it's in us cooperating and being unique expressions of love that miracles become natural occurrences. So I'm going to cooperate with the fact that you have your own unique expression of love, and you cooperate with me in accepting that I have my own unique expression of love. And in us cooperating and blessing each other, having our own unique expressions of love, we are going to see miracles as natural occurrences. Do you know that this cooperation of unique expressions of love is going to be natural when our fear is rejected? If you reject fear, we're going to have that natural cooperation that produces miracles. In the past, you have long embraced fear. In the past, you have long rejected love. Now the reverse is true. You are rejecting fear, and you are embracing love. This reversal of truth has changed the nature of your universe and the laws by which your universe operates. Do you know that the laws of fear were the laws of struggle, the laws of fear were the laws of struggle, the laws of fear were the laws of limits, the laws of fear were the laws of danger, the laws of fear were the laws of competitiveness. The laws of love are the laws of peace. I say the laws of love are the laws of abundance. The laws of love are the laws of abundance. The laws of love are the laws of safety. The laws of love are the laws of cooperation. Your actions, and the results of your actions In a universe of love, the results of your actions in a universe of love will naturally be different from your actions, and the results of your actions in a universe of fear. Your actions in a universe of love, the results of your actions in a universe of love is going to give you a different result from the actions in a universe of fear. You set the laws of the universe. When you chose fear, you set the laws of the universe. The laws of the universe of love are given by God. Acceptance of your true power. Acceptance of your true power is acceptance of your God-given authority. Acceptance of your true power is the acceptance of your God-given authority. You have God-given authority. You have God-given authority. You have God-given authority because you have free will. So when I, Jesus, beseeched my Father, saying, they know not what they do. When Jesus said, when he was being crucified and hung on the cross, when Jesus said, forgive them, Father, they don't know what they're doing. Forgive the people around you who are asleep and don't know that they are one, that are still living in fear and guilt. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. Those who are filled with fear and guilt and anger, they don't know what they're doing. So, Father, forgive them, for they don't know what they're doing. They need a little funky love. They need a little funky love. They need a little. Do you need a little funky love? If you could use a little funky love, would you send me some hearts out right now to let me know if you could use a little funky love, funky truth? If you want to feel that energy with me, let's party. Let's party. Say, oh, 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 oh. I, Jesus, was given the nature of my brothers and sisters as caused by fear, to accept your power and to accept your power, to accept your God-given authority. To accept your God-given authority is to know what you do. Yeah. Let fear be taken from this area of your thought. Let fear be taken from this area of your thought, so that you can see. So that you can see the application of cooperative action. Let's apply cooperative action. Let's do it. Bring it, funky love. Oh yeah, my family of God, funky love. As long as you fear your own ability to know what you do, you cannot be fully cooperative. As long as you fear your own ability to know what you do, you cannot be fully cooperative. The rest of the universe existing in a state of compassionate free will, devoid of fear, knows that love is there and what it does. There are no opposing forces. There are no opposing forces that are not in agreement about their opposing force. No atoms do battle. No atoms are fighting each other. Do you know that no molecules compete for dominance? The atoms in your body are not competing. 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 So we must stop competing. We must cooperate. We must stop competing. We must cooperate. The universe is a dance of cooperation. The universe is a dance of cooperation. You are but asked to rejoin the dance. You're being asked to rejoin the let's dance. The universe is a dance of cooperation. You are but asked to rejoin the dance, rejoin the dance, rejoin the dance, rejoin the dance, rejoin. Are you dancing with me, Dharma? The embrace has returned you to atonement with the heartbeat. Here's a news flash. The embrace has returned you to attunement with the heartbeat, which is the music of the dance. The embrace has returned you to attunement with the heartbeat. Do you know that the heartbeat is the music of the dance? I say, the heartbeat is the music of the dance. You have not known what you do. You have not known what you do. Only because of your fear, you don't know what you do or what to do because of your fear. Do you know why you have fear? Do you know why you have fear? You have fear because you have been out of accord with the one heartbeat. You have fear because you have been out of accord with the one heartbeat. The world, the universe is your partner. The world is your partner. The universe is your partner. The universe is your partner. And only now do you hear the music, and only now do you hear the music that brings grace to all your movements. You hear the music now that brings grace to all your actions. You hear the music now that brings grace to all your expressions of love. And while this may seem to be metaphorical language, it is not. Listen and you will hear. 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 And you cannot help but rejoice if you hear. You cannot help but rejoice if you hear. You cannot help but rejoice if you hear. Rejoice in the dance, it says. Rejoice in the dance, it says. Rejoice in the dance. Rejoice in the dance. Yeah. Rejoice in the dance. Rejoice in the dance. You have not before now been able to even imagine knowing what you do. You have not before now been able to even imagine what you imagine and know right now. You hope to have moments of clarity concerning what you are doing in a given moment. You want to have clarity. What you have done, what you hope to do in the future, you want to have some clarity about what you hope to do in the future. But even these moments of clarity are fractional. These moments of clarity seldom have any relation to the whole. Knowing what you do comes from existing within the embrace of love. If you want to know what you are doing, if you want to know what to do, you have to allow yourself to be in the embrace of love. Allow yourself to be in the embrace of love. You know you do the will of God. You know you do the will of God because you are at one with the will of God. You know you do the will of God because you are at one with the will of God. We're in chapter 20, paragraph 36. Do you know that your bitterness and uncertainty are going to be replaced by hope? Do you want your bitterness and uncertainty to be replaced by hope? Hope is the condition of the initiate. Do you know that hope is the condition of the initiate? An initiate is someone that's new to the realization of having a home within the embrace of love. So don't you realize that you are an initiate? And you are an initiate because you are just getting to the realization that you have a home. You have a home in love. 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 It is the response that says to all you have just read, if only this were true. If only what the course of love says were true. If only it could be true. If only all the stuff we're hearing can be true. I want you to notice the complete change in this. If only. If only. If only. Notice the complete change in this. If only from those we have spoken of earlier. Do you know that when you say if only, you're coming from a place of fear? Do you know that if you say if only, you're only coming from a place of fear? If you put half as much faith in these if onlys as you have in the if onlys of fear, all the uncertainty I've spoken of, all the certainty that I've spoken of would be yours if you were to say, I'm willing for my if onlys to be based on love. Are you willing for your if onlys to be based on love? A present moment knowing. A present moment knowing. Knowing what you are doing is a present moment knowing. It's not about plans. 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 Do you know it's not about planning? It's not about planning. It is about moment by moment knowing exactly who you are and acting out of that loving identity that you are. It's not about planning. It's about a moment-to-moment knowing exactly who you are and then acting from that knowledge. It is about knowing that is, I love that. It is about knowing that as you do act out of who you are, so you are in accord, you are enjoying the full cooperation of the entire universe. I want you to enjoy the full cooperation of the universe. Be yourself and enjoy the full cooperation of the universe. Be yourself and enjoy the full cooperation of the universe. Be yourself and enjoy the full cooperation of the universe. Hope is a manner of acting as if the best possible outcome you could possibly imagine is going to occur. When you say I have hope, you are saying I'm going to act as if the best possible outcome I can imagine is going to happen. I have hope. I have hope. I have hope. I'm going to act as if the best possible outcome possible is going to occur. Hope is a willingness to accept love. Hope is a willingness to accept love, to accept grace, to accept cooperation that flows from love. Hope is a willingness to ask for help. 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 Hope is a willingness to ask for help, believing that the help is going to come. Hope is the reason. Hope is the reason. Hope is the outcome for which we pray. Hope acknowledges. Hope acknowledges. Hope acknowledges the kindliness of the universe. And hope doesn't have any use for things. The inanimate as well as the animate is called upon and dependent upon for service. I'm going to call upon the animate and I'm going to call upon the inanimate, and I want it to serve the cause of love. I want the inanimate and the animate to serve the call for love and to be of service. Instead of using, I'm going to serve. Instead of using, I'm going to serve. All use is replaced with service. And so, do you know that that means appreciation is going to replace callousness with which use once occurred. See, we are callous with each other when we're trying to use each other. But we are full of appreciation when we want to serve each other. I'm glad. Let me talk to you. Let me be the voice for Spirit. Spirit, use my body. Spirit, use Earl Purdy's body. Use Earl Purdy's body. Spirit, love, use my body. Use my body. Love, use my body. All service is cooperative. All service depends on the belief in mutuality. All fear that what is good for one may not be good for the whole That fear is replaced by an understanding that each one is worthy of their desires. You are worthy. You are worthy of your desires. You are worthy of your desires. Eachness thingness, eachness replaces thingness, but not oneness. That means all fear that what one gets means that less is available for another is replaced with an understanding of abundance. When you have an understanding of abundance, you really recognize that what one gets means that less is available for someone else is not true. Do you know that when you have an understanding of abundance, you will recognize that what is available to you is available to everybody. Receiving replaces all notions of taking and getting. Let receiving replace all notions of taking. Instead of trying to take something, be willing to receive something. Instead of trying to take something, be willing to receive something. Instead of trying to get something, be willing to receive something. Instead of trying to get something, be willing to receive something. Marion says, I'm willing for full power. I open my heart. Susie says, I love you. All sweet dreams. Thank you. You hunk of chocolate love. That's what I am, a hunk of chocolate love. Yvette says, manifestation. Dharma says, no competition. This is right. Myrna says, whoop, whoop. I know that's right. Let's put the energy out there. Let's put the energy out there. Bring it on home. Speak it. Tears of joy. Yes, I am faith. I am faith. I love us. I love you. And it says all fear that what one gets means that less is available to another is replaced by all notions of taking and giving. All that is received is for the mutual benefit of all. That means nobody's going to lose. Nobody's going to lose. Nothing is going to be taken away from anyone. When you're practicing the laws of love, you cannot lose under the laws of love. There is no limit to love. And so there are no limits to anything that flows from love. What one benefits from, everyone benefits from. So that means receiving is an act of mutuality. Receiving stems from a basic law of the universe expressed in the saying that, the sun and the rain falls on the good and evil alike. All gifts of God are equally given, and all gifts of God are distributed equally. It is your belief that it isn't that way that causes judgment. So what causes judgment? What causes judgment is the belief that all gifts of God are not given equally and not distributed equally. It's that belief that is the cause of judgment. All who believe they have more fall prey to righteousness, and all who believe they have less fall victim to envy. So both fall from grace and limit their ability to receive. Those who think they have more than anybody else limits their ability to receive, and those who think they have less than anybody else also limit their ability to receive. No gifts are received when all gifts are judged. While the gift is still given, the judgment changes the nature of the gift. Judgment limits its ability to be of service. A gift one feels one cannot use is discarded. And so that means how many of your treasures are just laying around. What you each have been given is that which will serve your purpose. You could have no more perfect gifts, for your gifts are expressions of your Father's perfect love for you. Look deep inside. Look deep inside. Feel your heart's gladness. Feel your heart's gladness. Your construction was no mistake. Your creation was no mistake. You are not flawed. You are not flawed. You are not flawed. You are not lacking. You are not wanting. You would not be other than you are. except when you're giving in to judgments, you would not be anything other than who you are. Look deeply, look deeply, look deeply, and you will see that what you would call your imperfections are as chosen and as dear to you as all the rest. You don't want to be other than who you are. You don't want to be other than who you are. You may know that this is true, or you may dwell in fantasies. You may desire what another has, or some success, or some fame, or some riches that seem impossible for you to attain. And yet, whether you know it is true or not, it is true. You don't want to be other than who you are. You don't want to be other than who you are. That's where your peace lies, and that's where your perfection lies. Your peace and your perfection lies in being who you are. If you would not be other than you are, then you must be perfect just as you are. And that's the conclusion that's both logical to the mind and believable to the heart, that you don't want to be other than who you are. And if you don't want to be other than who you are, then you're beginning to recognize how perfect you are. This is a conclusion both logical to your mind and believable to your heart, and its acceptance is a step toward wholeheartedness. To believe in your perfection, to believe in the equality of your gifts is peaceful, because believing in your perfection, believing in the equality of your gifts, it releases you from trying to acquire that which you previously believed you were lacking. To believe in your perfection, to be who you are, to believe in the beauty of who you are, releases you from judgment, because you know that your brothers and sisters are also beings of perfection. And when you begin to see your brothers and sisters as beings of perfection, what you will receive from your brothers and sisters when you see them as beings of perfection is far grander than anything you would before have wished to take from your brothers and your sisters. Your thinking will begin to change. Your thinking will begin to change, and it will reflect your recognition of reception. In other words, reception and welcome are highly linked. Me being receptive to you and welcoming you are the same thing. Me being receptive to you and welcoming you are the same things. You will find you are welcome to all the gifts you recognize in your brothers and sisters, just as you freely will offer your gifts to serve your brothers and sisters. To serve rather than to use means that you have gone through an enormous change of thinking. If you are ready to serve people rather than use people, it means that you have really changed your mind. But that means it's going to immediately make your world a kinder, gentler place. If you want to serve rather than to use, it's an enormous change of thinking. It means you've gone through an enormous change of feeling. It means you're going to go through an enormous change of acting. If you're ready to serve rather than to use, it will immediately make your world a kinder place. It will immediately make your world a gentle place, but that will only be the beginning. To serve is different from your ideas of service. So when I'm talking about service, I'm not talking about the normal ideas of service. Because do you know that your ideas of service are bound to your ideas of charity? And do you know that your idea of charity is based upon some people having more and some people having less? And so you must remain cognizant of this distinction between serving and service. It would be helpful if you keep in mind that the idea of to serve is being used to replace the idea of to use, as is its opposite. It replaces the thought of taking. Serving replaces the thought of taking with the thought of receiving. Serving implies that you are welcome to all the gifts of the universe. You are welcome to all the gifts of the universe, and that they can be given. The gifts of the universe can be given through you. That you welcome all the gifts of the universe, and then you also are willing to have the gifts of the universe given through you to others as well. When you're ready to really serve, it implies willingness rather than resistance. To change your thinking, to change your feelings from expecting resistance, changing your thinking and feelings to expecting willingness is another key to change that will lead toward wholeheartedness. That means when you change your actions. That means when you change your actions from actions of resistance to actions that our actions based on being willing to serve and to be served, it will assist not only you and your peacefulness, but the desire for real service will bring peacefulness to the world as well. Before you begin to resist the notion that you could have anything to do with world peace, before you begin to resist the notion that you could have anything to do with world peace, I want you to realize that you naturally have reacted with resistance. You must replace your willingness to believe in your inadequacy and smallness with your willingness to believe in your ability and your mightiness. You must replace your willingness to believe in being inadequate and small. You must replace your willingness to see yourself as inadequate and small with your willingness to believe in your ability and your mightiness. I believe in your abilities and your mightiness. I believe in your abilities and your mightiness. I believe in your abilities and your mightiness. Don't remember your ego concerns, and remember instead the warmth of your embrace of love. Don't remember your personal identity, but remember instead your shared identity. Your personal concerns are concerns you have been taught to believe you have. Your personal concerns, Raj, are the concerns you have been taught to believe you have. Your personal concerns are small concerns. Your personal concerns are among the reasons for your belief in your inability to effect change within your own life, and certainly within the greater life of the universe is your being concerned with your small concerns. You must understand that when you think of your personal life, when you think of your personal concerns, when you think of your personal relationships, you are separating yourself from the oneness. These concerns are a matter of perception. These concerns are things your mind has been trained to see as being within your mind's scope. It is as if you have cordoned off a little section of your life and said, these are the things that relate to my existence and to me, and these are the things, and these things are all I need to concern myself with. Even when you think of expanding your view, you deem that expansion unrealistic. You cannot do everything, you tell yourself. You cannot effect world peace, you tell yourself. You can barely keep your personal concerns in order, you tell yourself. Your effort to do so is all that stands between you and chaos. Your heart has a different scope. Your heart has a different view. Your heart has a different view. It's the view from within the embrace of love. The view from love's angle. It is the view of the dying who realize that nothing matters but love. Those who are dying, they come to the realization that nothing matters but love. This realization that nothing matters but love is not a realization of sentiment. It's not a realization of regrets. It's not a realization of wishful thinking. Realizing that nothing matters but love is the view from the embrace of love, the return to the one heartbeat, the return to what is known. This knowing you might call wisdom, and think of it as an attainable ideal of thought. Yet, it is not about thought. It's not about thought at all. What we're talking about right now is beyond thought. What we're talking about right now is not wisdom. What we're talking about right now is the truth. What we're talking about right now is the truth. The truth is that which exists. That which exists is the truth. The false is illusion. So whenever you hear the term illusion, we're talking about what's false. Love is all that matters, because love is all that is. Take a breath, close your eyes, take a breath, and hear this, I'll say it again. Love is all that matters, because love is all that is. Love is all that matters, because love is all that is. Love is all that matters, because love is all there is. Mighty companions, take a breath. I'm going to do one other thing just to complete in just a minute. And I want to thank you. Thank you so much for joining with me tonight so far. And I have a little thing that we want to finish up on. I just want you to know that I'm available. I'm available for one-on-one sessions called clarity sessions. And the purpose of a clarity session is to help you with the practical application of these ideas in any area of your life that you want another way to look at it and you're ready for this block to be removed. And if you're open to it, I also use my knowledge of astrology and numerology, which is beautiful and which is spiritual in its deepest teachings. It's just another way to receive information from spirit and the universe. And I also use my knowledge of A Course of Love and A Course of Miracles and the Way of Mastering everything that spirit has taught me in the last 35 years of teaching. I'm here for you. I'm here for you. And if you'd like to make a financial expression of appreciation, I would be very grateful for that as a full-time teacher. Thank you. Just go to my website, earlpurdy.com. Thank you, earlpurdy.com. If you want to find out more about my services, which include counseling and mentoring and coaching in this new truth and this new path, just go to my website, earlpurdy.com. And my brother John Christmas is also the music that you're hearing. Thank you. You're such a blessing. You're such a blessing to me. So thank you for being here at 7 o'clock Mountain Time on Thursday evenings. And I teach A Course in Miracles on Facebook Live on Sundays at 1 p.m. Mountain Time. And The Way of Mastery at 7 p.m. Mountain Time on Tuesday evenings. This is my way of serving. This is my unique way of doing love. And so there's one line right at the end that I'm going to take a minute to share with you, and I want you to hear it. I thank all of you for coming online. Dharma, Yvette, Myrna, everybody that's come online, Linda, Kenneth, Erica, and all of those who haven't made comments, but you're here. Thank you. I feel you. Can't you feel the love? I can feel the love. So let's repeat one line for 1 minute. One line for 1 minute. Here it goes. Love is all that matters, because love is all that is. Say that with me. Love is all that matters, because love is all that is. Love is all that matters, because love is all that is. I say love is all that matters, because love is all that is. What you say, love is all that is. Say it with me, love is all that is. Love is all that is. Love is all that matters, because love is all that is. I love that. Love is all that matters, because love is all that is. Say it with me. Love is all that matters, because love is all that is. That's right. Send those hearts. Don't forget to comment. Don't forget to share these video classes, because the more you share them, the more the reach of them extends across Facebook. And we want to connect with some more of our mighty companions. We've got a lot of mighty companions that want to join with us so we can have more love linked to us. And remember, love is all that matters. Love is all that matters. Mighty companions, You are sacred to me. Thank you for being here with me. And may the course be with you.